Training starts this summer. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court. Psalm 127. Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Today we're having straight talk, and we're making a strong and deliberate decision. It is summer, and there are training camps all over. There are numerous useful and profitable training camps offering activities that you and your kids badly need. You have a kid who's interested in baseball, for example, but did not make the school team this past year. Put your kid in training camp this summer. Give him an opportunity to build up his skills so that when he goes back to school in the fall, your son will be first round pick for the school's baseball team. You're going to thank me for that brilliant suggestion. But more seriously, training starts this summer is intended for a more critical purpose. Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. Proverbs 22 and verse 6. That's why we started with Psalm 127. You get it? There is an urgent need to be intentional in training our kids in the way of the Bible, and what better time to look at our previous ways and determine that they were not quite effective, and the summer is a great time to make some critical adjustments. The Bible instructs us to start them off on the way they should go. What way should they go, you ask? I suggest we take a second look at that book in your house called the Bible. It is your most valuable treasure. It is an amazing tutorial filled with amazingly brilliant topics and issues available to introduce to our children. I discovered something that many parents do. We tell our children to go to their rooms and read the Bible. You think you're smart. You really are not deliberate in them reading the Bible. You just want a break from them harassing you, and it is a sure way of knowing where they are. Do you know that in Deuteronomy, God proved to be way ahead of us in introducing Bible to our kids? He did not say to tell your kids to read the Bible on their own. Rather, God said, make it a family activity, something that involves parents and kids. Here is an example. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Deuteronomy 6 and verse 7. God was talking about no other than the commandments. That sounds like a full-time activity, doesn't it? Well, that is what summer training is about. Make the time to sit with your kids, including the teens, and do the Bible together. Do it in a manner that your kid begins to enjoy reading the Bible. Oh, it's okay to use their phones. It is a huge blessing that they can find the Bible app. You do know that your kids are surgically connected to their phones, and so are many of us adults. And so it is not a sin to read the Bible from their phone. So what shall we start with? Well, how about the book of Joshua? Joshua is a kid's hero. The guy was like an ancient ninja on steroids. Joshua and his people, they brought down miles and miles of huge, thick city walls, and they did not use a wrecking ball. The kids know a pop song about a wrecking ball. Just imagine your kid being interested in the story about the walls of Jericho, found in Joshua 6. Oh, and then there is the story of King David. If I were you, I would skip the part where he was a shepherd because they already know that. But let us read 2 Samuel's until we get to chapter 11 and 12. And you are there thinking, that part is too adult. Stop your old-fashioned thinking. The kids deal with sex in schools formally and informally. This is the perfect time to use this story and talk to your kids about the subject many of us still blush when we bring it up, the subject of sex. Remember, this is summer training camp, not school. So you get to set your own curriculum, not the ones they use at school that you despise. So let's talk sex with the kids using the Bible. You know that the Bible teaches that sex before and outside of marriage is wrong. One of your brave kids is going to ask you the why question. Be ready with your answer. How about if we turn to 1 Corinthians 6 verses 12 to 20? This is precious course material. You want them to understand that God is cool with sex. After all, He invented it. But that God has some basic rules, like they have rules in baseball and soccer and swimming and all the other sports they do. You break those rules, you are off the team. You observe the rules and your team just might be a winning team. This summer is an amazing time to use the Bible and get them to realize that saving sex for marriage is the best gift they can give their spouse on the wedding night, not before. What an exciting goal to set. After all, they are already setting goals that I want to be a nuclear physicist. I want to be an aeronautical engineer. They're setting those goals. So why not set goals about delaying sex until marriage? Well, maybe one of your kids will ask about same-sex relations. Don't wince. Take them over to Genesis and get them to read chapter 1. Until they get down to that part which says, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Genesis 1 verse 28. Who did God make? A male and a female. And they were given the privilege of being able to make babies together. Jump on over to Genesis 2 verses 18 to 25. And there we read how God was specific in making a wife for the man. They got married and they stayed monogamous. Make sure you know what that word means. They stayed together as a married couple. Notice, we have not said anything degrading and derogatory about gay people because they have gay friends at school and you want to teach them something that Jesus has taught us. Love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 22 verses 36 to 40. Can you believe you just spent 2 solid hours with your kids in their bedroom talking Bible and nobody was bored and we learned a lot and you enjoyed the time too, didn't you? As you walk out the room, you hear behind you, hey dad, hey mom, that was cool. I didn't know you were so funny. Can we do this again tomorrow? That was your first day at summer training and coach, that's you, and the kids had a great time. You just did a whole piece of Proverbs 22 verse 6. Your kids will carry that with them into adulthood, and it is all because you made the effort to do what the opening passage said. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. Psalm 127 verse 1. You and Jesus have joined forces to build your house. Summer training is on.